today I'm at Sese, where I will be analyzing the current condition. One of their main feature is the more concrete, building more villas. The tourists are staying away. Hi guys, what's up? It's Jason again from Bali Business Review, and today I'm at Sese, where I will be analyzing the current condition of the state in Sese, from infrastructure, community, the development approach, and also the tourist demand in this area. I'm currently sitting down here in a cafe in the middle of Sese. Hi guys, what's up? Sorry to break into the video, but at Bali Business Review and Bukit Vista, we are educating property owners, investors, people like you to become smarter every day. And right now, we are publishing a free revenue potential projection that you guys can access on the link that you see on your screen. And on this link, you can do a self-assessment on your property and get a projection of how much that it is going to gives you back in return. The data that we use is from our historical data for over a decade. Feel free to use them and don't forget to schedule a consultation with Bukit Vista. Now, continue to the video. And what I've seen here is this is like the early days of Canggu. If you want to see the early days of Canggu, you can go far up north, for example in Prerenan or Sese. But interestingly, there is a different approach on how Kedungu and also Lima was built for. So, for decades, the expansion of Bali center gravity of tourism followed like a predictable organic rhythm, from a surf shack of Kuta to a digital nomads takeover here in Canggu. Mostly the development was a bottom-up approach where a specific tribe would discover a location and then it would form a community, and then by then infrastructure like cafes, roads and also villas will eventually rise to meet the existing demand. However, as we look forward here in the westward of Sese, Lima, and also Kedungu, we are witnessing a fundamental shift in how these approaches are made. This is the rise of the top-down development model, where they started to build the infrastructure first, they built the attraction, and then hoping that a community will form. This is creating a synthetic community, hoping that eventually over time it will form an organic one. And the most prominent symbol of this top-down approach is the Nuanu City, a multi-million-dollar creative city designed from A to Z. Nuanu represent a curated attempt to manufacture a tribe through high-budget marketing and also world-class designs. While Canggu and also Uluwatu rose through the social proof and also word of mouth, the Sese Canggu corridor is betting on its institutional magnetism. The risk, however, is the distance, both literal and also cultural. For many, the trek to Kedungu still feels like a journey away from the actions rather than towards like a new center. Without the organic third spaces, the dive bars, the local warungs, and also the spontaneous social hubs that define earlier hubs like Bali, these new developments are in risk of becoming a high-end islands rather than an integrated neighborhoods. What I see here actually compared to Canggu or even Prerenan, here in Sese, it's mostly quiet. However, this year, in February, I see much more people that are actually here compared to the last year that I was here. However, upon checking through some proxy indicator, and the most easy way to do so is checking the Airbnb listings for the properties that are surrounding this area and then check their booking dates. Do they get bookings in the future month or future upcoming month? And I see that is currently still empty, which means not much of booking that are being made in this area. On looking the factors that may drive this phenomena is the rapid physical expansion of the West Coast is currently hitting probably a psychological and also logistical wall. While the developers here are pouring more and more concrete, building more villas, the tourists are staying away. They stay in another properties or maybe in another areas. And some factors that may drive this is probably the primary deterrent is the connectivity deficit. Sese, geographically speaking, is close to Canggu, but the infrastructure hasn't solved the time. In Bali 2026 traffic, a 20-minute scooter ride to reach a social hub, let's say Berawa, or is a deal breaker actually for a short-term travelers. And also this area I see is lacks of social density. Tourists don't just buy rooms. Here in Bali, they buy access to a vibe. They buy properties Uluwatu for its surfing community, and then they stayed in Seminyak or Canggu for access to the nightlife community. And then some older generations, they buy a property or they stay in Sanur to gain an access to the early days where they came here to Sanur. Currently, Sese, I'd say it's like a collection of private walls without a real vacation destination. Because here, if you see the beach and then compare them with Batu Bolong, Batu Belik, Techo, that are located in Canggu, they're practically quite the same. And it doesn't become like a main attraction anymore, because if you stay in Canggu, you can access to quite same quality. The difference here is much more quiet. And yes, Sese, Kedungu, and also Lima, one of their main feature is the quietness, the less traffic, the less crowded. But the question is it enough to attract tourists to come here because of its quietness? And if so, more and more people come here, and how long will the quietness here can sustain? Unlike Canggu, which grew organically from the bottom-up approach from surfers and then nomads to a somewhat not so high-end, but it is quite addressing the middle economy tourists. And then Sese is trying to manufacture the interest from top to bottom. However, despite the occupancy lack in the short-term rental market, perhaps there is a silver lining for the long-term viability of the area. I see that a lot of grocery markets and also essential services providers indicate a shift towards a residential sustainability. And maybe people are moving to Sese not to party but to live, and the area is evolving into a peace and also getaway sanctuary for those fleeing the overstimulated Canggu. And this demographic encompasses like families, long-term expatriates, wellness seekers that prioritize a quiet infrastructure over a nightlife attractions. But again, we also see quite a decline in the long-term people that are coming here to Bali. In the light of the current price wars competitions, if Sese cannot keep up with the rest of the area, Sese needs to have something unique that will eventually attract the tourists and become the main thing here. And it's currently up until 2026, I still don't see any of the main thing here. For the savvy observers or investors, the question isn't whether the people will come, but whether the peace they find there can eventually sustain a thriving business ecosystem. And there you have it. There's the complete analysis of what's happening here in Sese. And remember, you heard it first from us at Bali Business Review, and don't forget to watch any of our other videos right here and click that subscribe button to keep you informed with the latest market updates here in Sese. Bye guys.